Welcome back to another episode of What's Hot New Mexico. My name is Nakayla. I'm the host of this podcast. Thank you all for your support this far, and we can't wait to continue producing amazing more episodes for you. Today I have with me a local DJ who does rave and EDM music by the name of Shatodoor. He wants you to know that he's ready to bring rave music to New Mexico, and he's ready to stay and make more music in New Mexico. Thank you guys all for watching, and we hope you stick around for more.
If you enjoy our podcast, please like and subscribe and consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal to help us bring you more content like this. You can find this episode and all of our podcasts on the Albuquerque Journal website, abqjournal.com, as well as YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. See the show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription. Thank you for supporting the Albuquerque Journal, New Mexico's leading news.
All right, so welcome back to another episode of What's Hot New Mexico. Today I have with me Shatodoor, who is a DJ in town. Shut the door, shut the door.
Shatodoor. Shatodoor is my name for sure.
And so you're not just a DJ, but you do rave, EDM music. So tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, so my DJ career has started from being a fraternity DJ. Post-COVID, when our chapter was really struggling to just do anything, we would start having events again, and we were able to fill rooms great, throw great parties, but nobody really knew how to DJ or like handle a sound system, how to play music that made people dance. So I was like, I'm going to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And so you're a Pike?
I'm a Pike.
Gotcha.
Pike. Alumni now. I joined when I was 19, 18. Still a big part of my life. This big community of guys around me for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like actually a fraternity, sorority setting is probably a really good place for a rave because that's like where everyone's trying to dance and party. So
absolutely. You would think dance music wasn't necessarily super popular where I was playing a lot of shows, or not necessarily shows, but like parties and small events, formals, things like that. It was a lot more generic. So the EDM side was definitely more my flair on things, and I would make it a point to try to introduce my friends to it because it was so much fun. It was such a great part of my life.
Yeah, and between you and a lot of up-and-coming DJs in here, I feel like raving and EDM has exploded in New Mexico.
It really has. And absolutely.
Tell me what you think that is about.
I think we have a lot of talented artists here that really care about their craft. There's artists here like Water John, Blood Vision, K Woozy, Zaya Jen, Esquire, and Leche, and a lot of artists that really bring different things to the table, really care about their brands and their project and making people dance. That's what it's all about.
For sure. And so did you always grow up liking EDM music, or was that something that came in later in your life?
Kind of, yes and no. Every artist references listening to Skrillex for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
And really starting to think outside the box because that music was different.
Oh yeah,
it was different, it was explosive. And I was a kid in 2012. I wasn't necessarily going to Ultra to go see him as much as I wanted to, so it took a backseat for many years. SoundCloud really developed my sound and my taste for sure. So it became a lot of rap music in high school, and artists like G-Eazy and Blackbear and that kind of sound was something that really defined things for me. Not necessarily EDM, but those are where my influences really started.
And like
for sure.
Dipped your toe in the pool, I feel like, because those two artists were definitely bringing in some of that sound into more hip hop spaces.
Absolutely, trap for sure. I was always attracted to just bass music in general, and big sound systems with big subwoofers has been always something I've wanted to be a part of and plug my phone into.
Yeah. And so I am not super well knowing about some of this stuff. So I know that there's house, dubstep. Can you kind of break down a couple of those subgenres for me?
Absolutely. House music isn't necessarily something I play out a lot. It's something I like to just kind of throw in sets because it's really fun. House music sets as a whole aren't necessarily something I do, but that's your boots and cats really kind of music. Dubstep is way more up my alley. Those are those big bass sounds, and that's something that I really focus on in my shows. Drum and bass as well. It's essentially dubstep, but a lot faster, a lot more UK influence. And those are the ones I really stick to. Genres like techno and funk and things like that are not necessarily my sound are still things I appreciate, and other artists do it a lot better than me, so I kind of let them do that.
Yeah, you like know what your lane is and you just want to stick with it.
For sure, and it's always changing too. No two sets of mine are the same.
Yeah, and so you started DJing at a time where all of this type of music was starting to really catch up. But now we're at a point where like there are communities for it. There's Instagram pages. There's a place called New Mexico Rave Cave too that's like dedicated to raving gear.
Absolutely, and they're great friends of mine. They've supported me here in this town. They've had me play after parties for them. I even shop there myself. So it's great having local businesses get into the community as well and thrive on that and support DJs and artists alike.
And so when we think about raving and stuff like that, there's a lot of cultures and traditions within that genre of music, like people swapping bracelets, which are known as the candies, right?
Absolutely, and that's ever evolving too.
Right.
I love to do it. Making them, not so much. Everyone's probably had that experience when you're making a candy and then you let go of the little string and it just explodes all over the floor.
Yeah.
It's part of it. It's a fun thing to do before festivals or like a big rave with your friends too. Just getting together, putting on some dubstep and making the most out-of-pocket bracelets you can.
And then there's other things too, like it looks like a handkerchief and people spin that. It's called like a flow star.
Stars. Yeah. I'm terrible at it. It's not necessarily something I do.
Not for you.
Not for me, for sure. Everyone in this community really finds their niche in some way. And if it is throwing a flow star around, making candy, making exorbitant candies by fan, or making music too, everyone really has their niche in this community. And that's what makes it so cool.
Yeah, and when we think about the culture too, like I'm not super experienced with raves, but I've been to a couple in my time, and every person I've met at rave shows is so nice, like to the point where you're walking to your car and people are like, do you need a ride? Do you need water? Do you need snacks? What do you think it is about rave that makes everyone so accommodating?
I think it's just the people it attracts. I'm sure you've probably been to a concert at some point where the crowd is just so rowdy and disrespectful, not necessarily saying excuse me or just being overly inappropriate.
Yeah.
And that happens at raves too. It happens. But overall, as a community, I think it attracts a lot of good people who are just there to dance. It attracts people from all walks of life. You'll be raving next to a surgeon. You'll be raving next to cops. You'll be raving next to just normal labor force people.
Yeah.
You do all sorts of things. You might be raving next to the DJ that's playing next. And that's just so cool, for sure. It attracts a good amount of people, and there's all walks of life have people that are amazing.
Yeah, definitely. And so, you know, you were doing this in college. It was kind of just a way to build up the parties and make them more fun. But what made you stick with it after everything?
It's because it was so fun. After I kind of stopped playing small shows, or not necessarily small shows, but small parties and like after parties and stuff like that, more ticketed events. That's where I started becoming way more me. That's when I was like, I'm gonna play what I like and not necessarily what people are like asking me to play. I like playing my own music. I like playing out my own collabs with other artists in town. I really like focusing on that, but also creating an experience for my crowd.
And that equipment is crazy expensive. How do you like get yourself in that between like the studio equipment that you have to have and then like the producing and all of the apps that you need with it? It seems like DJing is one of those things that like seems like it would be easy to get into, but it actually takes a lot of dedication.
It takes a lot of dedication and patience with yourself. It doesn't need a lot of money to start. Most beginner decks are less than a few $100.
Oh, wow.
All you really need that and a laptop to get started, maybe a pair of headphones if you need that. That's what I started with. I had a sound system I used to play in my fraternity with a little beginner deck with Serato, which is the DJ software I started with. And no matter what, the fundamentals are the same. So as far as mixing, if you're beat matching by ear and your technique will kind of go across all sorts of equipment. So when you start playing shows or playing clubs and things like that, and they have like a standard set of CDJs, your technique is the same. So it doesn't necessarily like matter like where you start, as long as your fundamentals are good, you can play honestly everything.
Yeah.
The softwares are all so similar that the learning curve isn't that bad.
Once you know one, you know them all.
Kind of. And it takes practice. I was not perfect the first time I played on CDJs. First time I got on some equipment, I was playing a spring break thing in Lake Havasu. My first show ever. I was opening for Shipwreck, I think.
Nice.
I had no idea what I was doing in my head. I had the only thing I had was like my beginner deck up until this point. This is after only having them for about a few months. And when I got up there, I was like, this thing looks like a spaceship. I don't know what I'm doing at all. It was a lot louder than I expected. It was a lot but the technique was there.
Yeah.
I had to kind of just figure it out. That set was not good by any means, but I played over the course of the week. So there's like 4 sets in total. I know by the end I was like, okay, I think I have this like down a little bit better.
And how do you get booked for shows?
People know you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to really put yourself out there. And I did by playing a lot of open decks here in town.
And
posting
what
content.
is an open deck?
So open deck events are something that a few places in town have had. They'll have like a set of club equipment that they have like maybe a sign up sheet or something where you can go, hey, I'm a new DJ, and you can sign up for like a time to play. And most of the time the whole room is other artists and producers too that just want to help you too. And there's no better practice than actually just doing it. So say you get to play side effects for like 30 minutes every week. That's a great way to just get started. And also people start hearing you, knowing your name, and then shows start to come. Yeah.
And so now that we're a little bit further into your career as a DJ, what is a remix or something that you made where you were like, wow, this is like the official start of where I'm going?
It's not necessarily one of my best tunes ever, but I remixed a song for my friends Kay Woozy and Valorian. This is maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I remixed their song Without You. They had me on their remix compilation. I made it a little drum and bassy of their melodic bass tune. I play it out still, not necessarily like some of my favorite work, but I was like, this is something that I'm like proud of, and it's beautiful. The vocals on it are amazing. I was happy to put my spin on it, and that was a tune where I was like, I love this, something I made myself. Obviously like with their inspiration and the vocals they sent me and all that was something I was like super proud of. For sure.
Yeah. And with raving becoming such a big thing in the New Mexico community, where do you see yourself in the community in the next year or 3 years? Because I felt like a year ago, I would have never expected this. And I told you earlier, like I have a friend who does promos for the shows now, and it's gotten to the point where like, it's one of the biggest things that I've constantly been seeing on my For You page. I'm seeing people do Flow Stars. Like it's turned into like a pivotal community in New Mexico, to me at least.
I think so, and I hope it grows. The shows that I've been playing lately have been getting a lot bigger. I have been playing less of them for the sake of them being a lot bigger. There's one that's coming up. I'm playing it with one of my best friends, Water John. Him and I have been making music for years. Him and I used to play on the sidewalk downtown just for fun. In the like wind where we'd just be getting blasted with dust, and we'd have just like a few friends right there, but we'd be having the best time ever. In 2 months, actually, him and I are opening up for Subtronics, and he's our hero.
Whoa!
That's gonna be at Revel here in town. That's a stage I've dreamed of playing since that venue opened, and this is something I've been really looking forward to. It'll be the biggest crowd we've ever played in front of. And stuff like that is where I'm thinking this is getting a lot bigger.
I mean, being an opener for Subtronics is crazy, dude.
Crazy in the year 2025. This is insane. I remember seeing him at Lawson for the first time a few years ago. I listen to his music every day. It's an inspiration beyond belief for me. So the fact to have this opportunity is something that's really getting to me in every way possible. But we're ready for it, for sure.
And how did that even come together?
So I'll tell a story. Ian and I, Water John, we got added to a group chat on Instagram with the promoters that book us a lot in town. Revel Albuquerque are the ones that bring a lot of the big touring shows to town. We get added to a group chat, and he's like, hey, we have a date open August 31st. Are you guys available to go back to support Dennett? And we know Dennett. Dennett's cool. He's from Arizona. We opened for him a couple years ago here at FX. And we're like, oh, hell yeah, let's play. Let's definitely we'll open for him. That'll be fun as hell. And I had submitted for a show to open for Adventure Club, which was like 2 weeks before that date. So I'm like in this chat. I'm like, hey, is this going to affect that at all? And the promoter's like, I don't think you're going to want that anymore. No shade at Adventure Club. I love them so much. But he's like, this is for Subtronics.
Yeah.
So Ian still hadn't responded in this group chat yet. So I'm at work.
You're like panicking. You're like, hurry up.
I'm in the middle of work. I'm calling him. He takes probably like 3 tries to like get through to him. And I'm like, dude, you got to check your DMs right now. We're getting offered open for Subtronics. And he's like, oh, what? Hangs up the phone. All of a sudden he's typing. He's like, oh, yeah, we're down. Then they said, okay, now that we have you guys down, we're gonna go ask Subtronics if he's cool with y'all. And we're like, dang, that's our hero.
Yeah.
What if he says no? What if he whatever? What if this like falls through in any aspect? That didn't happen. Later that day, they confirmed you guys. We have you on the show. We'll be announcing in like a week with artwork, and I haven't stopped like looking at the flyer since. Both of Ian and I both have it like printed out in our studios on the wall, and we're looking forward to that day.
I feel like I'd be looking at the DMs every single day. Like, is this real? Is this real?
I have caught myself doing that a few times, for sure. That especially the day after, I thought I was dreaming.
Yeah, and so you're performing this big show, and when you perform shows in general, do you get performance anxiety? Because I know that do you live mix on stage? Like, how does that work?
Yes, I am mixing live on stage. I don't do anything pre-recorded. Only anything that may be pre-recorded would be something like an edit that I put together in Ableton. And that would have to be something so complicated that you just can't do live. And also just practicality of it too. So I am up there pressing play and mixing things live.
Yeah.
All the tunes are kind of coming through on a USB onto the equipment, and that's part of the fun. Part of the fun is doing it live. I like playing a lot of doubles, playing a lot of like songs together, chopping it too, stuff like that. Really makes like the performance electric.
And I feel like DJing is one of those things that's almost gone full circle to where like people were doing mixes with the CDs on stage and the vinyls and the air and whatever. And now we're here and it's like you're adding 808s and beats like that. And so for you, do you see this point of DJing like kind of a historical full circle moment?
I think so. And we have artists that have been in this scene for so long, like Shaq. He is a well-renowned DJ. He has been spinning on vinyl records since before I was born. And to see him in this sort of space as a dubstep DJ playing on the same equipment I do is really cool, because I know he knows that this has changed for sure, and the community that has exploded out of it is the best thing ever. Nothing beats seeing a lot of people on the rail at your show just breaking it. And
Shaq came here last year. Is he a good DJ in your opinion?
I've never had a bad time at one of his sets.
Really?
I think people complain about him being like a celebrity. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's Shaq, and he's playing dubstep.
That's
how do you
crazy.
not have a bad? How do you have a bad time at that? Honestly,
dude,
it's so much fun.
He went to like a UNM basketball game last year, and I went there, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Shaq. And then we found out he was going and performing at Revel afterwards. Yeah, those tickets were sold out, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was there. I think I bought tickets pretty early on. Yeah. That was a fun one for sure. I've seen him at EDC, Lost Lands as well.
Wow.
But it's cool seeing artists like that have been in this for so long and are still like contributing to it.
For sure.
I know he was a well-renowned NBA player, and that means like honestly anybody could do this. So
people can have hobbies.
Absolutely.
And so for the next segment of our show, I've been liking to ask people like, what's hot or not in your life? And for an example, for me, what's been hot for me recently, I'm not an early riser, but I've been trying to, get ready a little bit more and like read a book for 30 minutes, try and unwind. Another thing that's been hot for me, dude, I've been eating salads nonstop like a rabbit. I don't know what it is. I usually was like, why are you going to go to a restaurant and order a salad? But now that's been my thing. And what's not hot in my life, I've been trying to jog, and it's not for me. It's
not for everybody.
No, it's not.
I love everyone who lives an active lifestyle, and that's something that's just super important.
Built different.
Yeah, but jogging really for me.
Yeah.
I like lifting weights. That's something that is hot in my life right now. I've been working with a trainer the past few months to get my body right for just what I'm doing as far as music. My image really is my brand in a way. And I love lifting weights, something I've been really focusing on lately. Something my trainer and I do, not necessarily something he makes me do, but I eat raw eggs every morning for breakfast. I do 9 of them. 9 of them. It's over 50 grams of protein every morning. It's super easy to digest.
Oh, heck no.
And for years, I've had the worst time struggling with breakfast, just getting anything in. This has been working for the past few months.
Really?
I've lost weight. I feel stronger. I can go to the gym right after. It's ridiculous. And I'm not saying it's fun.
Yeah.
but it's working.
Is the texture like, I feel like that's just slimy.
Yeah, I kind of slam it and not think about it.
Fair enough.
I feel a lot better after.
Okay.
And it's also maybe my body rewarding me for doing a hard thing. Maybe that's part of the dopamine part of it. It's hot in my life for sure.
Good for you.
But it's kind of ridiculous.
And what's out in your life right now? What's something that like you're just not into, that's not really for you?
Something that's not necessarily for me. I don't know. I feel like I've created a really good just like piece for myself. I think my routine has been solid over the past like year or so. I think the relationships in my life are very meaningful. I don't think I'm necessarily saying anything's not really hot right now. Honestly, things are good.
That's a good thing. And one of my last questions as part of this segment, you know, with these raves, they go late into the night. Where is a good place to get like a 2 a.m., 1 a.m. type meal? That's like
not a lot of good ones. Something I talked to with a lot of with other artists about. So when we go play shows and we get out super late and we're just hungry, need to get something in our bodies, there's not a lot of good options, especially if you're trying to stay healthy. What I've been doing is prepping food for when I get home.
Dang.
So, say I play a show, I'm gonna be out at like 1 or 2. I get home, I'm gonna have like food like ready for me that I like prepared like early in the day.
That's
so
smart.
try to get something nice like sushi or a steak or something, something like I have to look forward to when I get home, and not like just be going on DoorDash.
You got a bougie palate. Okay.
I know. I eat a lot of steak. I like sushi too.
Yeah.
But when I'm getting home after a long night, I need fuel, and that'll be it for me.
For sure. And then we might have to pause on this segment because what I want to ask you is to pull out your phone, and whether that's Spotify or Apple Music, as an artist, you gotta listen to music to get some creativity and inspiration.
100%.
So I'd love to hear like some of the top 3, top 5 artists or songs that you've really been listening to that you're like, dang, I like this.
Okay. Something that I've been really bumping lately is a lot of liquid drum and bass. There's this duo called Smokeland, and they have a project called Liquid Smoke, and their mixes on SoundCloud for liquid drum and bass are some of my favorite things ever. If you were just to be in my house, you'd probably hear just like one of these like playing in the background. Their mix series of Liquid Smoke is some of my favorite music right now. Other artists, not necessarily like in that space, that have been making attention for me. There's definitely a few. One of them for sure is Gorilla T. He's an artist up in Colorado. His music is so inspiring. It's so much fun. It's bouncy. It's wonky. And everything he puts out is just a banger. I never skip a Gorilla T song in my car. I've had the chance to open for him here. This is like a few years, maybe 2 years ago or something. I played with him in one of my friend's kitchens here at an after party. Everything he puts out is a banger. He's definitely in all my playlists. I play him out at shows too. No, dude's awesome. Another artist that's been making waves for me is Tape B. If you're a hip hop fan, you gotta check out Tape B. This guy makes some of the best remixes out right now. He puts that really disgusting, rattly bass, distorted sound to the test, and it's so good. I've never had a bad time listening to his music. Yeah, if you like hip hop, you gotta check out Tape B.
Awesome.
His cartoon series mixes on SoundCloud are amazing. Like I strive to like make music like that sometime.
Awesome. And my last question for you before we say goodbye is, who are you and what do you wish people knew about you?
So my name is Luis Miguel. Something I wish people knew about me is that I'm Shatodoor in every aspect as well. This is a project that really just is me at its core. I like to say that Shatodoor is a time machine. It's the past, present, and future when you come see me play. We're going to go to all of those aspects of life. We're going to cry a little bit. We're going to have some fun. And that is just like my personality. I like to be very involved with things I do. I like to be very outgoing, outspoken, and confident. And I think that inspires a lot of people. So if I could be that for them, that's something I always want to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be here.
Absolutely. And congratulations. And you know what? I'm going to have to go to a rave so I can be like, I know him.
Come see us at Subtronics August 31st at Revel. Not necessarily just for me and Ian, but for Death Whistle as well. He's another local on this lineup, Denim, and then the man Subtronics. Please come to see that. I have another show at Electric Playhouse next month. I'm opening up for Kayvon. While Lawson's on the lineup, he's another local that's just the GOAT. I can't believe that these are like things I'm doing, but this is where you can come see me.
Awesome.